All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call this meeting to order. This is the work session agenda for the commissioners to talk to their employees and see what's going on through general discussion. And I'm just going to run down the list right quick. I'll start back to Paula. What new news have you got for us today?
We just closed out the open enrollment for 2021, closed it on 12/1, and there was 304 full-time employees offered coverage, and out of those, there's like 253 who have actually, continued coverage. We got 6 retirees still on insurance, and that all those deductions are set to take effect or any changes for January 1, 2021.
Y'all seeing any adjustments or anything on the insurance that we've got now for the employees of the county?
As far as the employee deductions, they're all staying the same. There's going to be just a little bit of changes to the coverage on the co-pays. The office visits went up from 25 to 30 for a regular office visit, and a specialist office visit went up from 50 to 60, and the out-of-pocket changed from $4,000 to $5,000. And then we was able to launch, she helped me and was able to launch the first fitness challenge for 2020. Cigna actually includes in their package and our contract a certain amount of funds for fitness. And we had 38 people actually who enrolled in that challenge, and it ended on November the 23rd. And we were really happy with that turnout, and we're hoping to do some more of that next year.
Okay. All right. Mr. Barnes? All righty, thank you. Kenny? How you making it over at the recycling center?
Well, since we've got the new convert system set up with the computer, we can actually tally and keep up what we're doing now. So we've got a good idea. For the month of November, we had right at 12,000 bags of trash dropped off, the small ones, 600 of the big ones. We took in 57 mattresses, 127 tires, 11 refrigerators, small, 14 big ones. Took in 13 of the big TVs, 11 of the small. We took in 34 different pieces of large furniture. Our tally for the month, we come up to around, taking in cash, around almost $18,000 for all the services we've done. Shipped out 2 loads of OCC for a market value of $3,300. And then with the credit card charges, all we come up around $21,000 for our first month of November at the new center.
Okay. That's your first full month of operation?
Yes, plus you got to remember we had 3 days of holiday too, we were short.
Okay.
So actually 3 weeks of work.
Sounds good.
And everything's moving right along. We got a lot of people coming in from out of town. Gilmer County's really using the center a lot. They've been calling. Gilmer County's actually been posting a lot on Facebook, radio, helping promote us. So we get a lot of people using 515 and pulling right off into the center.
You get the other paper shredder?
Yes, the new high security shredder's up and running.
Okay.
The only thing is about that, we'll have to make sure we make appointments because it only does 300 pounds an hour, where the big one does 1,000 pounds an hour, so it takes a little longer to shred it.
Okay. All right. At no charge?
It's all free charge right now.
Okay. All right. Anything else you got brewing?
No, I had to add an extra employee on because the business picked up so hard. I mean, it was getting slammed. Especially like Saturdays are our biggest days. We're doing, sometimes during the week, we're doing $500, $600 days. Saturdays are hitting almost $2,000 and $3,000 days.
Goodness.
So Saturdays are really, really packed day.
Okay.
A busy day.
All right. Mr. Nicholson?
The only thing new is we submitted the LMIG for 2021 and the state of Georgia approved it. So,
The, something else I was going to ask you. Sure, I didn't mean to oversee. You get anything for Kenny or John? All right.
Just want to congratulate him on a good job over there. It's a real neat setup.
Well, I got a good crew, does a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had nothing but accolades on that one, and I think people just enjoy going there and not having to step off in mud puddles.
Right, their attitude's changed from the old to the new. They didn't, nobody want change, but everybody don't like change. But now they've got used to it, and they're actually saying it's a whole lot better system, so.
That's doing good. And hopefully within the next, Johnny, heard anything from the road department? I don't think I've got anybody here from the road department. Anything about the road department about tearing those old buildings down across from State Patrol office?
just as soon as we're sure with Amicaloa that the power's cut off, gas has been taken care of, then we'll tear them down.
Okay. All right. Mr. Jones, back to Rec Center.
So recreation basketball started last Monday. We're playing games Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday right now. So we're slammed with basketball games being played. Other than that, maintaining the building. Pickleball still has not picked up since when COVID hit. Pickleball was really, really popular before COVID. Now maybe we get maybe 4 or 5 people come in and play during the day, so it's really dropped off some.
How are you handling the COVID with the spectators coming in as well as the players out
So the spectators, with the money that we got from the CARES Act and the new thermometers or temperature checks, we're doing that. We are recommending social distancing and wearing a mask, but we're not requiring it. Most of the time when you look up in the stands, you have family members grouped together, so they're trying to spread out as much as possible, but we don't have a very big gymnasium, so there's just not a lot of room. So just, and then after that, we're spraying everything down before we go home at night. And that's the best we can do.
Is it possible that you could probably place the games, we're going from one game to the next game, 15 to 30 minutes apart separation, get people to get out, bring new ones in?
So we thought about that, and the problem that we have during the weeknights, because we have so many teams, is that we're running games 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. If we extended that even more, you may have a 7-8 girls basketball team not be done till way after 9 o'clock on a school night, and we just don't have enough gym space to spread it out that much. It's not a bad idea. We thought about it. We just don't have enough space to spread those out like that.
What are you looking at? How many days a week do you have the games?
So we play every night of the week except for Wednesdays and Sundays.
Okay.
Yeah. Not only that, some nights when we don't have games, we've had to curtail or create our schedules around our volunteer coaches. So like on Tuesday nights, we'll have one gym that's open, but unfortunately the coaches that we would put in there, they're doing stuff with the high school and they have other stuff that's taking them away, and we couldn't run games on those nights.
Trying to change subject to state, has the Board of Elections contacted you about the voting that we got coming up?
They have. We've got Classroom 3 basically scheduled out just for them. Anything that was scheduled in there has been moved to other classrooms. We're ready for them when they decide to bring everything down.
When Board of Elections does get in there, are you still having games at that time, or will that be over with?
No, we'll still have games. Yeah, I mean, we'll have games going until all the way to the end of January.
But pre-voting's not from 8 to 5 of the day,
Correct.
so
So
you're not gonna have anything during those.
No, so when the voting is going on, we won't have any games going on, and then once they're done, we'll lock everything up and everything will be secure. So we'll be good.
And you're disinfecting?
As much as we can, sir.
All right.
So spraying stuff down, seats, tables, things of that nature.
Jerry?
You're doing a good job.
Thanks, sir.
Ms. Harvey, I didn't mean to overlook you. Update on we just had budget
Yeah,
thing at 9:30.
hopefully the
Okay.
budget is done. It will be on the agenda for approval at the December 17th meeting. And we're just trying to close out the year, get everybody to get their information, any outstanding invoices that they have, get those in so we can get them paid by the end of the year and start the new year.
You got any kind of count of any POs, requisitions, or outstanding invoices you're gonna be receiving after December 31st?
Stacy sent out an email yesterday to everybody encouraging them to get invoices in if they do have them. And she's gonna run a report tomorrow to send to everybody of the outstanding purchase orders and see if they've actually ordered the products, or if they've been delivered, if they don't have invoices or whatever, just to try to get get the system going so we can close all those out.
Got any hiccups or anything going on that we should know about?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Mr. Barnes? Sounds good. Justin Kilgore, how are you doing with building permits, construction companies?
It's going really well. We're actually pretty far ahead for where we normally are. 48 building permits were issued last month. That's significantly over what it normally is this late into the year. 21 of those were certificates of occupancy. That puts us on track for over last year. We're 66.8% over on our revenue of where we were last year for this month. And that also puts us over last year for the year total, 15.6% over. We're also on track to probably close the year out around a little over $20,000 under our budgeted expenditures. And that's not even counting the fees for other stuff that we bring in that go under a different line item. So I'm really proud of my staff this year. They've done a really bang-up job.
All right. Any big subdivisions or anything, developments coming on outside the city limits that you know of?
Just the one that we mentioned at the directors meeting the other day, the Tate Reserve. It's down there on, I think it's already platted. It's 4 Mile Church in there. 4 Mile Church. It's got like those weird names like London Avenue and stuff like that. But they're submitting their tertiary permits to go out and build those lots. It was one of those foreclosed subdivisions. I think it's 180 lots they're putting in, but that's the only major subdivision that I know that's being built out, but it's already platted.
We're having any updates on what the DOT is doing on 136 connector between the White Talking Rock and Blaine on the roundabouts and the road leveling going on in that area?
I haven't got any further information on that, sir.
We had a DOT meeting, what, last Monday, 2 weeks ago, John?
Yes.
They didn't specify that then other than the construction's going on and utilities are being moved
That's about all they had to say.
at that time.
We'll have another DOT meeting this coming Monday,
Okay. All right.
roads meeting.
That's on, you're in the county, there on that going on. So, and I'm still assuming that the roundabout at the old White Talking Rock that we all know and that at Blaine Lodge, not Blaine Lodge, I'm sorry, Blaine Store, will be going in eventually.
Everything's still on go, for what they say.
Mr. Kilgore, got anything else?
No, sir.
All righty. That brings us over, Mr. Dobbs. What you got brewing back there in the back?
Well, Justin's telling you the truth. He's been doing a lot more stuff. We're trying to keep up with it. County is just busy as it can be. We've got people calling in, doing real estate closings, new surveys. Probably the most activity we've ever seen in this county. It's nice, we've got the Clerk of Court sitting here and Tax Commissioner sitting here. From where we started out years ago with our information to where we now can be dealing with the public, go online and pull up real estate transactions, plats, Tax Commissioner's office, actual bills, whether they've been paid or not. It really helps serve the public quicker and easier. And the public is also learning to use all these websites also. So it's really helps streamline the process for everybody to check information and help people out. And it's been tremendous with everything that we have seen. And I think the other people will tell you about, like Justin, it's just busy as it can be right now. And as far as the DOT, we've already got all the deed work in where they've acquired their right of way out through 136 and everything. We've been processing all that information also.
Okay.
Any questions?
Well, how's the Clerk of Court doing? It's good to see you here.
Thanks, glad to be here.
Anything new going on?
Well, we've been moving right along. We didn't slow down during the pandemic. We've made an excess. I was having my staff run a report, and I've not got it finished yet to tell you the exact amount, but I'm going to guess it's around $450,000 in excess of amount of funds that we had than this time last year and through the pandemic. I'm always trying to find a way to, bring more revenue into the county. So I've got our website set up, we've got money running, coming in through that, so the county was able, any of the citizens or even anybody in the United States or anywhere that needed a copy of something, are now able to log in, pay, I think it's like a $6 fee and make as many copies of whatever you need. And, of course, county employees get that free if they need it. That way that we're able to work better together. They can get copies of deeds, they can get copies of, plats, they can get, I now have it set up where they can, log in at any time that they need to. So I tried to make it more user-friendly, and I guess I just got lucky because I managed to get e-filing in on all of electronic filing for civil, criminal. We're working on juvenile. But all the real estate's booming. We have, we could use another employee, it's booming so much, but we're trucking right along. And I've got other, some other projects I'm thinking I can bring some more revenue in, but, we've done really well.
Well, thank you, Mr. Jerry. Sounds good. Tax office, how y'all beating the bushes back there in the back? Y'all doing all right?
Yeah, we're trucking along. It's pretty busy right now with the tax deadline and all that. So
When is the tax deadline? Is it 5th?
15.
It's the 15th.
15, yeah.
How are you seeing the monies coming in, percentages? What are you seeing on that?
What we've got is based on, I guess, the end of the month for December of last year. And so where we are right now, which we still got 30 days before we get to that point, I think we're probably a little behind what we were last year, which we kind of expected that with the year. But we've still got, 30 days before we can compare it with what we had last year, because it goes on a month-to-month basis. So we will know at the end of the month how we stacked up against last year. I think we brought in, 42 million a year at the end of last year. We're between 15 and 20 right now. So we're at the halfway point. But most taxes will come in the week of the deadline. And so that will give us a better picture come toward the end of the month. Of course, we always get all that late mail that comes in the week following the property tax deadline.
Yeah. Dan, when you throw those numbers at you, now 72% of that goes school system. Pickens County getting all that money.
Now, Daniel, I've got a question. Are the escrow companies, have they made their payments yet, or are you still waiting on them?
We have not received those yet.
Okay.
Because normally they don't come in until the last week.
Last minute, the mortgage companies, they send it all in at the 11th hour, and that's going to be a big majority. And so everybody's a little behind on stuff this year with everything. So I look for the numbers to change. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you got brewing for the next year that you know of?
We're just coming into the next year, which we pretty much immediately go into mobile home tax season as soon as the next year comes up. But we're looking to start being able to collect prepayments in the next year. As soon as we get that resolution completed, then we hope to be able to start doing that and doing some of the things
Are you
there.
having issues anymore keeping the back tax bills delivered to individuals that have got issues? Everything running smooth on that end?
On the partial payments, things like that.
Well, not necessarily partial payments. You got people out there that maybe hadn't paid their taxes 2 or 3 years. Are you having trouble getting the paperwork delivered to them, whether you can just hand it to them or leave it on the doorstep?
You talking about FIFA letters?
Could be.
Okay, FIFA letters, we usually mail those out, we usually try to give anything 120 days before we start sending those. And generally, we send those by mail. 30-day intent FIFA letters usually go out in April of the year. That lets people know that, hey, you're delinquent. We don't necessarily mean that we're going to immediately issue a FIFA just because we sent out the intent FIFA letter. But we try to get that information to them. We mail it to them, and then we'll send them different phase letters to let them know that the properties are.
Well, that was the issue back a few years ago when we brought in a county marshal back on staff, to the fact that helped deliver those
You're talking about mobile homes, you're talking about delinquent mobile home taxes.
Delinquent mobile homes,
Okay.
yeah, all of it together, yes.
Yeah, delinquent mobile home taxes, yeah, that's a separate thing, yeah. So, yeah, I think, right, I'm pretty sure this year with the whole COVID mess, I don't think we've done a whole lot of, you know, citations and things like that with a lot of stuff that's been going on. But, you know, everything's still pretty good, you know, overall. Everything's come in, the collections on the mobile homes has come in pretty decent considering the year that we had, because that stuff hit right at the deadline of the taxes for the mobile homes. So we've been a little lenient with stuff this year, with that, but everything is actually looking pretty decent.
All right. Jerry? All right. Jim Harvey, Department
Yes, sir.
1, how are you doing back there?
I'm doing well. And to carry on what Daniel was talking about, the prior commissioner, tax commissioner, he changed companies in the middle of like last year, I believe it was, and it caused a heck of a problem back there. They went back to using the company they had used before, and that seemed to have corrected a big problem that they were having back there as far as collecting, because the numbers were not right. They were not accurate. And it's hard to go out and write citations to anybody and using the wrong numbers, because it makes us all look kind of foolish. So anyway, by going back to the Manatron, by going back to Manatron, that corrected a big problem that was that they inherited when they tried to use that other company. I think Daniel would agree that that was probably the biggest mess that they encountered. As far as numbers, you gotta have the numbers right when you write a citation, because like I said, you don't wanna put something that's inaccurate in a citation or go and visit
Understand.
people.
What else you got brewing in your department though, as for county marshal? How's your trash collection going on, citation for trash, illegal dumping, tires on the road,
Taking
stuff
care
like
of that as they come. I've picked up a good bit of trash over the year. And every time, I don't know if anybody knows this, I think you do, but the thing is, if I catch somebody illegally dumping, they're gonna get a citation. They don't get a warning, because that's just something that I've kind of put in my standards. Nobody wants to wake up the next morning and find out that somebody has dumped a bunch of garbage or trash in their yard or on their property. So there's no citations, there's no warnings given. There are citations given on a dumping situation.
Okay.
And everyone that I catch, they get a citation and they have to go pay a fine or step in front of the judge.
All right. Mr. Jerry, you got any?
Sounds good.
Anybody got any questions, comments while we're all ganged up here? God, it's quiet today. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for being here. Appreciate all the department heads being here and the public. And y'all have a safe holiday. And we've got a county meeting coming up on December the 17th at 5:30. And then we got also another special call meeting. What did you and Phil ever decide? 4:30. 4:30 this afternoon. Y'all have a safe weekend and Merry Christmas. Thank y'all. This meeting is now adjourned.